I'm ready, brother.
Happy days. Mucho Amor Lifestyle Podcast. I'm here with Peter, the Gentleman Lebese. I mean, I'm not doing it with the high energy as you're doing it. But yeah, brother, thank you so much for taking the time to actually join the show, which is about entrepreneurship, about healthy lifestyle, about traveling.
Yeah.
And I mean, if not you, who else should I have on the show? Because it's been like over a year now that you're actually living here, I think.
Yeah, it's just about a year and a half, brother. Just
Nice.
about a year and a half now, you know. So it's like from seeing you and like meeting you back home in South Africa, and like what 3-4 years go by,
Yeah.
and now I'm like in the desert,
You're in
and
the
it's
desert.
it transitioned like very quick, and like just I guess it was good, you know. It was good because like you get here and big thing is like, you know, you like I've moved around, like I lived in America a while, and like moving there, it's like it's easy to transition because like
Yeah.
in our industry, you move to America and like alcohol's the same, right? But like in Dubai, you move to Dubai,
It's a different market.
and
huh?
it's a whole different market. Just the way you work with suppliers and the way you work with like your different brands is just so different. The laws around it is different, but then it's mainly up to you.
Yeah.
It's mainly up
Yeah.
to you. If you want to
Yeah.
know it and you want to get into it, you'll get it. You
You'll
know,
get it, yeah.
and that's what's been nice about it.
So let's take a step back. So how did you
Yeah.
start bartending, and how your career evolved? Like
Yeah.
now you're here in the desert, as you said.
Yeah,
like,
well, speaking the truth, man, like I've always loved bartending, or I've always loved hospitality. Let's not say bartending, because I'll be lying if I'm like, yeah, I grew up like being like, yeah, when I grew up, I want to be a bartender. No one does that. Like when I grew up, I want to be a rock star, right? And that's
every
it.
one
Like,
of us, yeah.
I was like, I want to be a rock star, and like I realized that I don't have the best voice, so I was like, I can't use that. But another thing that I have is personality, and I enjoy.
You
I
definitely
enjoy
have it,
chilling
man.
with my mom and like in the kitchen and like helping her cook and that, and I love that. But then also I was also at a point where I was like if I work in a place where I'm in a kitchen, I'm not with people, you know, and I
Right.
love people.
Right.
So yeah, like most of my holidays I started working like a few cafes and all that, like coffee shops and that. Eventually when I was like 17, I got to work in a bar, started bar backing and that. And I remember like after, like in high school, I had this opportunity to do like this gap year program. And they're like, yeah, you guys, you can go to the States and all that and this. And I was like, fuck, that looks cool, you know? So I took this opportunity. Went to the States, and when I got there, the guys were like, yeah, boom, for a bar position, you know.
How long did you stay there?
I was in the States for about 6.5 years. So like it was like going there for a bar position, but I got there and the guys were like, nah, you're gonna be a waiter, you know. And I was like, what? They're like, nah, look,
Yeah.
we like your personality, we like your vibe. Start as a waiter, and let's show you everything. So I started as a waiter, then I became a banquet runner, and like became a banquet server. Then I became like a banquet organizer, like
And
organizing
do
the
you
events.
think all this step it helped you actually on your career? Because
Hey,
I just had this
yeah.
talk with Sultan from Hungary, who is like a
Yeah.
legend of the Eastern European bar scene, and he actually talked about this grind as well. That now,
Yeah.
or we talked about it. That nowadays, you know, you start in a good bar, you start as a bartender straight away, and you
Yeah.
forget about all this dirt work. You know. Like
Yeah,
as you
that's
just
it.
mentioned,
That's
so.
it. Like for me, like I find like it molded me to understand more. Why is it more important, right? Because like at the moment, yeah, it's good. You like most bartenders are used to, oh, my barback's gonna come and set everything up, and then I'm gonna come and I'm just gonna play, you know, like plug and play. But like for me, there's a big thing of like knowing where everything starts, and also just understanding from being behind the bar. When the guest is on the floor,
Yep.
and if I can see like the body language of my waitress or waiter, like in a certain way, I know how to also approach them when I'm behind the bar now, you know?
Very good.
Like, oh cool, that guest is a little bit like, you know, demanding this, you know, or my waiter's not having a good day today. How do I talk to them
Yeah.
so that their experience goes better to the guest? Or how do I also come out the bar and like, let me help them out to talk with the flow and
Yeah.
all that. So like, yeah, I feel like it molded me a lot, but it also helped me to like understand who I wanted to be, you know?
And talking about you, I mean, you just mentioned you traveled, you work in different countries, like as I have. Do you think the hospitality approach is everywhere the same, or is it you have to adapt always? Because I mean, you have like let's talk about the African bar scene, for example. You know,
Yeah. No, like, you know, I feel like it is hospitality at its core. It's all the same. right?
Yep.
We all here for one reason and like one thing that we want to like deliver. Like our message is all the same at the
Mucho
core.
amor.
That's it, right? It's for everyone. We all love each other and like let's go and let's also make sure like our guests come over and they have a good time and leave with a really good experience.
Love it.
But again, it's understanding like Dubai. I'm gonna use it as a good example because I'm here now. Dubai, it's a melting pot of cultures, right? But with this melting pot of cultures, you know, the locals want to be treated a bit differently to the Russians, to the Ukrainians, to the Japanese, to the Americans, to the British, right?
Which is also beauty that you have to adapt,
so that's
no?
it. So you learn how to adapt, but like also it's like you find that the people that succeed more are the people that have an understanding of who are they as this position. So as a bartender, who are you and what type of service are you delivering, right? As a waiter, what are you and what type of service are you delivering? As a manager, who are you and that? Like having that, it makes you understand how do you talk and how do you communicate with these other guests and these other people, you know? So that's how it plays.
What is one of the advices you could give someone who might have the dream to move to Dubai? You know, how did you end up here? Was it like you wanted to go? Did you get like someone headhunting
Man,
you?
like it's a funny story, man, because I have this one friend of mine and like I met him 4 years ago. I met him in Amsterdam. And while we were there, like, man, it was like big bar conference and like fucking having a good time. I can't say fucking, right?
You can swear on the show. Don't worry, man.
I won't throw them out that
Be
much.
natural, be natural. It's fine.
But like it was like really cool like conference and like meeting all these bartenders and like mingling with them. And one of my mates, he was living in Dubai, and he was like, "Yo, man, I really like you. Like, I feel like your energy would be good in Dubai, you know." And I was like, "Man, I was in Dubai in 2010, but I never came here to work. I came here to visit a friend of mine, and that was it, you know." So I like just didn't see that energy and like that vibe. And a year later, he like sends me an option. He's like, "Yo, look at this. There's a new venue opening. I think it'll be good for you. Do you want to try it?"
Right.
Like, yeah, man, it looks cool, but like me, I know it won't work for me, you know, because it just wasn't my type of concept. And I was like, it's the concept, like, it's also like, can people let me be me, you know, because at the end of the day, you come in, you're in a different country, and then now you're told to be corporate, and you're not corporate. I can't play in those lines. I'm like, damn, you know. So I was like, sorry, man. And then a year later, he hit me up, and this was like in COVID. He's like, yo, there's this really cool opportunity. This is a project. This one would really match you. Look at it. And I was like, man, definitely, he actually gave me something that is for me. And
you mentioned like in a time where COVID was hitting hard.
That's it, and like and it is a good opportunity, and like also what it had for me, and like how the style of it just worked out. And I was like, man, I'm coming through, I'm doing it, you know?
And do you think it's forever, or is it like an opportunity? Because most people I spoke so far, they said like for them it's temporary, and then of course it's a very good opportunity.
It's a fucking great opportunity, right? But also the thing is, like, one thing I've learned, like, in my life, I don't put a timeline on like how long shit will be, really, because
don't close the
don't
bridge.
Close it, because like if I say I'm gonna do this for 2 years, then like 2 years arrives and I'm like, now what, you know?
Exactly.
So it's like I'm gonna do it until I stop enjoying it, you know? Until I stop enjoying it, or until there's something else that I find that I enjoy somewhere else, and I'm gonna do that. And like if it ends up being Dubai for the next 5-10 years, it is what it is.
And
but
I mean, look where you're right now. Like, tell us a bit about the venue we are right now here. Like,
so
the Pound.
So at the moment we at February 30, man, and like I just moved companies and I just joined the 7 management group, and now we had one of the sister companies. I'm opening a venue right next door to February 30. We just went there earlier, and I'm training my staff here. So I was just like, man, like, come check it. We're out in the desert, but we do have the ocean. We got a nice view, and you know what? It's not summer no more. It's still hot out, but it's now getting to winter, so it's bearable. It's easy to chill out. So like, really cool beach venue. They have really good music. They're like the whole day, like plays from day all the way through nights. They just open up, beach vibe. It's kept like, you know, it reminds me of like that Miami beach vibe or beach bar vibe. Really cool, really easy. And then the venue I'm opening will be also Miami Caribbean concept, put together, tiki focus. So and they're also right on the palm, so looking at the ocean, looking at the beautiful view, so you can't go wrong, brother. You can't go wrong.
One of the signs of Dubai, you know. So and to come back to your roots, you know, what do you think? What is the journey of the African bar culture. I mean, you know,
Man, like, one thing I say is like, especially for us Africans, right? We have that thing of we mold what we want to do, right? Like, if you look at it, like, a diamond is put into so much pressure before it becomes something. And you've been to South Africa, you've been to a few African countries,
I do.
and if you go there and you see what the guys are doing, most of the time it's just as on par as international, right? So we look at it like, because Africa's like, it's so far to go to, people don't see it as like, oh, it's Europe or it's America or it's Germany or that, you know. So they look at it as like, yeah, it's a developing country in its hospitality. But I feel that you go to Cape Town, we got some of the best hospitality and some of the best bars out there, right?
100%.
You go to Joburg, the same, right?
Yeah.
You go to Kenya, you got some really good bars, some really good restaurants. So the thing is, like, we're growing, and it's just about the accessibility.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. And if you would have access to all the tools, whatever, you would outperform Europe, the US, and all the other countries by far, in my opinion.
Like,
by far, you know?
I think we'd be there, we'd be in the running, and that's the whole thing. Is because also a big thing for me is like, I saw when I left South Africa and I came here, they have a lot of tools, right? So rotovapes, sous vides, all the stuff, you know, centrifuges and that. Like, guys have labs in their bars, right?
Yeah.
Back home, thinking of a lab, guys are like, fuck, man, there's a kitchen, you know, there's a dishwasher.
Bravo.
Use the fucking jewelry cleaner.
Whatever,
you know, use a jewelry cleaner to fucking do a sonic prep and all that. So there's nothing like, this is the machine for that. It's what do you make to get that result?
Yeah.
And that's what we've done. And like, we always persevere to find what is the best and push for the best. But again, it's like, you know, the scene is also up to us. You know, it's up to us, the guys, the Africans, to actually come up and be like, this is our footstep, and this is how we want to also like merge into the culture with the international scene, so that it doesn't become African international. It must be like the international bar scene is fucking amazing. Every corner you go to,
it is a jam. So awesome.
It's there.
Then maybe to finish it off, a couple of words on health. So I mean,
well, firstly, man, look, 100%. I need to ask you a few questions, bro, because I love the show, right? And I love everything that you stood for. Like at the start, is like a lot of the mental health, a lot of the guiding onto like how to be a better entrepreneur within our culture and within our industry. Where does that like drive come from for you? Like what do you think like fuels that for you, brother?
For me, it is like, you know, the world has so much more to give, and what I see, especially with the entrepreneur life, everyone wants to show off. But I think if you share these tools, we would have a better place in the world, like 100%, you know. And that's the drive for me. Give something and don't ask for something in return. Like that's what the most people do. Like, I want to give you something, but this is a dedication of me to say thank you and help other bartenders who have this dream to travel around the world, to show them it's not that easy. The world is not that dangerous. Man, we are all of the same blood, you know. And but we have to over and over tell that and spread it to the world. That's one of the drives, I think. So the world needs more.
Bang on. And then like now you're in Dubai for a bit, right? So you're gonna be with us here for a bit. The past year, how's that year looked for you? Because I know that you've started off some really cool projects. You've touched in a few really cool cities. And how does that look for you? And like, what does it say that in the next year, what is the industry looking like? You know,
the industry in general.
The industry in general, man.
I mean,
like,
you know, we are always evolving, and Corona have showed us like what's happening and how much more is behind all the venues, because we were out of our comfort zone, and then I don't see a problem always brings a solution, and we get more creative. And I mean, we have seen that like so many bars, they unfortunately a lot of bars didn't make it through, but the ones who made it through, they became so creative, and I think that's what we're gonna see. Yes, there might be a recession, there might be not that much spending, mainly in Europe at the moment, but it will also open ways to a new approach of bartending, of hospitality. I'm not afraid of it, you know. I see everything as a blessing, and we have to take it as it is and evolve it.
So, Bang on, brother. Bang on. I love that, man. I love that.
Brother,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being on the show. Yeah, normally you're the one who hosting shows and doing all the jazz. By the way, where can we find you on Instagram?
Brother, like it is. Instagram is at The Gentleman, and also got YouTube, The Gentleman. Got a Bazo Bar show going on.
Amazing.
That's really cool. Going around Dubai, showing people the
best
bars
venues,
and showing
right,
the
yeah.
bartenders.
Very
And
cool.
it's a project that I started in South Africa, and I was really lucky to get the opportunity to do it here.
So amazing.
And it's just mainly like I believe that for us to grow, we need to show love with each other, you know. And that is the first thing I did when I got to the city, and I just felt that I've got a good platform where I might not have like 150k followers or anything like that, but I have the right platform of people that understand and want to know where we want to go.
Everyone starts with 0 followers. Everyone
That's it. And I just wanted to like show the truth of like, if you go to a bar, who the people you want to see, what is the space about, and also just what's good about like the misconception that like, you know, you get there and the bartender's always going to be a dick. Like, you know, I know sometimes you are assholes, but we good people deep down, and I just wanted people to see that and like also know the venues, because the guys are pushing and doing some really cool things, and that's what it's about. Right?
I love the show. I love the show, brother. Keep being a shining light in the bar world. Truly, that's what we see you, man. I love your energy. I love the vibes and like your professionalism.
Happy days, brother.
Thank
Thanks
you so
for
much
having
for
me,
being
man.
on the show, brother.
And
Thank
man,
you.
keep pushing this, because I feel it's what a lot of people need to get, and what not a lot of people need to hear. And we definitely gonna have you on our show also. Also do a podcast called Hostmasters Academy.
There you go,
with
guys.
my boy
Follow.
Nana Sesher. So
Much love.
yeah, it's all about hospitality. Just what is the art of hosting. So, you know, we're going through your story, finding out what's good, what's nice about you. And, you know, we're just trying to, like, give everyone their flowers and make sure that everyone, like, is understanding that, like, you appreciate it, like, you're allowed to have a sad day, but then how do we be better after that, you know, as together and as a people in the community. So it's all love and a good time, brother.
Mucho amor.
Mucho amor.
See you next time.
Happy days, happy days.
Thank you, brother.
Power, my kid.